Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jose, but you can call me Juice, and I hope y'all are having a great motherfucking Wednesday.
We'll keep it quiet, whatever we do. I'm just trying to keep my baby warm till the winter time.
How y'all doing? Hope y'all doing good. It is the first day of December, so I thought I'd kick it off by giving y'all 5 tips on how I keep my plants happy during the winter. I just wanted to make this video to help any new plant parents out there, or just anyone that just, might want some tips on how to keep their plants growing and, not dying. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in watching, please make sure to stick around. I primarily upload plant content here on this channel, so if you'd be looking for that, I got you. Maybe you've seen some of my other videos, and if you have, maybe you want to go ahead and click that subscribe button, or don't, whatever y'all want to do, but I would appreciate it if you do. Please make sure to leave a like. But yeah, anyways, let's just freaking get right into this video. So we're gonna start off with the first tip, and that would be heat. So basically, you want to keep your plants warm during the winter, so that they can stay active and or happy, because some plants are really sensitive to the cold. So I primarily just use like my heater, but you could also use like a heat mat under your plants if you want to do that instead of a heater. I wouldn't make it too hot, because if it's too hot in the room, the plants might not like that. And also the heater dries out the air a lot. Yeah, you might not want to keep any plants near the heater, because they could get yellow leaves or like crisp at the end and turn brown or whatever, because of the dryness and the heat. So yeah, that is just something you want to look out for. This might have seemed like an obvious tip, but plants want to stay warm. I think that pretty much sums it up. Like I said, it's kind of self-explanatory, I think. But anyways, we're gonna freaking go on into the next one. Next on my list is humidity. So like I said earlier, the heater can dry out the air a lot. I would say you should also get a humidifier, so you can add that moisture back into the air. And also it will help keep your plants happy and healthy and, growing, because if it's super dry in the room, your plants are not going to be happy. If you don't have a humidifier, you could also try to use like a pebble tray, which is where like you put pebbles in like a tray under the plant, and just add a little bit of water so that the water evaporates up and kind of keeps like the general area around the plant humid. But I would say the best option is probably just to go with a humidifier. It doesn't have to be anything super fancy. The one I use is literally from Target, and it was like $30. And it does the job pretty well. But I would say you want to make sure not to have too much humidity, especially if you're like, too much humidity could cause mold, so just be aware of that. But that is why, along with this tip, is like another mini tip I want to add, is to also have a fan for airflow, because it will prevent bacteria, and it also will help circulate the air so there's no mold, and it doesn't get like super humid in here. And also it will help spread the humidity around the room, so like the humidity is evenly distributed among your plants. There are humidifiers out there, including one I want to get, but you can like put it on a setting of like how humid you want the room to be. But yeah, I don't have that type of humidifier, and I still haven't had any problems with mold or anything, luckily, so knock on wood. But anyways, let's just freaking go into the next tip, or whatever. All right, so the third tip I would say is to get grow lights, because during the winter we don't get as much sunlight, so you really want some grow lights to help, so you can give your plants the same amount of light they're used to, which will keep them happy and keep them growing. I literally just use LED lights, just like LED light bulbs, and I use like the daylight version of them to kind of like mimic the sun, or like daylight or whatever. I think if it's over a certain wattage, you can use them as grow lights. I think if it's like over, I'm not gonna remember off the top of my head, but I will try to put it up on the screen if I remember to. If you don't have access to grow lights, you could always try to put your plants closer to the window, but you might not want to put them too close to the window, because if they're touching the glass at all, or if they're around the general area, it does get pretty cold by the window, so they could get cold damage or, you know, not be the happiest. So make sure to keep that in mind. Let's freaking move on. So the next tip is to check your soil before you water your plants, especially if you're bringing your plants inside from outside. Inside, the soil stays wet longer because it evaporates slower because there's not as much sunlight and, you know, airflow. During the winter, typically you won't have to water your plants as much, but yeah, so you just want to check your soil before you water because you don't want to overwater your plants because that could cause root rot, and we don't want to lose any plants along this winter. Now, do we? Hello? You can just use your finger, put it down in the soil. If it's like an inch down and it's still pretty dry, I would say it's good to water your plants. And then if you have like cactus, you probably rarely need to water them during the winter. I still water mine here and there like all year round, and they do okay, but that's just for me, so I don't want to like kill anyone's cactus or anything. But typically cactus really don't need like anything during the winter. They'll be fine chilling on their own. But yeah, so this is actually the last tip, but this one's kind of optional, but you know, I still strongly suggest it because this is something I just do all year round. But it is fertilizing your plants. So yes, you can fertilize your plants all year round as long as you're giving them like little doses, especially if you use like liquid fertilizer, which I prefer or whatever, because you can control how much food the plants are getting. So a really good one that you can use is liquid dirt. I actually haven't tried it yet, but a lot of people rep it here in the plant community on YouTube. So I plan on getting it soon. What I used before that I kind of recently ran out of was good dirt plant food. That actually works really well for me, so I also suggest using that one. Along with my fertilizer, I also use this Super Thrive supplement, which also, you know, just helps like root growth. Yeah, you can also put this in your water propagations, and it should help speed up root progress, by the way, if y'all didn't know. So that completes all the tips that I had for y'all. Another thing I just want to kind of add at the end that I just thought of, this one's totally optional because I know not everyone probably has access to do this, but you can make, you know, like a little greenhouse box like I have or whatever. If y'all didn't know, I have 2 videos up about it. It works really well. Like, I consistently have growth in there because it's able to stay humid and it gets pretty warm in there just from like having the heater on in the same room and everything. So yeah, anyways, I think that is going to end our video. Sorry if this was a little bit shorter than usual, but I hope y'all have a great day or night wherever you're from. Please make sure to leave a like or a dislike. I mainly upload plant content, so if you want to see that, I got you. I hope to see y'all next week. Let me know how y'all's plant winter is going so far down in the comments, and I hope everyone's plants make it through. Anyways, I'm gonna head out now. Bye.